On a warm village afternoon, high up on a sun-scorched wall, lived a lizard named Luma. She was quick, clever, and could blend into the stones like a shadow. But for all her abilities, Luma felt painfully alone. Day after day, she sat silently, watching the life below her, people laughing, animals bustling, ants marching, but never feeling part of it. No one ever looked up, no one ever waved, and the world moved on without her. One particularly hot day, something caught her eye. Down at the base of the wall, a tiny ant was dragging a crumb much larger than itself. It wobbled and staggered, struggling to carry the load across the uneven ground. Luma squinted, curious. The ant's determination was oddly captivating. She watched as it paused, rested, and tried again, its legs trembling but spirit unbroken. Something stirred in Luma's chest, a feeling she hadn't felt in a long time. The ant reminded her of herself, small, unseen, but still trying to push forward. She leaned a little closer, not sure why she cared, but unable to look away. And in that moment, high on the wall, something in Luma's heart began to change. Anu the ant was one of many in a long line, working tirelessly to gather food before the rains came. Every ant had a role, and every crumb counted. But today, Anu was struggling. The crumb he carried was too large, his legs too weary, and he had fallen far behind the others. From high above, Luma watched. Perched on her usual spot along the wall, she had seen countless ants march by before. She had never paid them much attention until now. There was something different about Anu. His determination, though quiet, struck a chord in Luma's heart. Still, she hesitated. Why should I care, she thought. No one has ever cared about me. But just then, a gust of wind swept across the ground, toppling Anu and sending his crumb flying into a nearby puddle. The little ant lay on his back, legs twitching, eyes full of defeat as he stared up into the sky. Luma felt her breath catch. This wasn't just a bug below, it was someone who needed help, someone like her. For the first time in a long while, she felt something powerful rise inside her, the urge to do something that mattered. Luma had always stayed above it all, safe, silent, and alone. But something in her stirred as she watched Anu lying there, too tired to move, his precious crumb lost. Without thinking, she began her careful descent down the wall. Her claws gripped the rough stone as she made her way to the ground, not to catch prey, but to offer help. When she reached the puddle, she picked up the soggy crumb gently in her mouth and placed it beside Anu. He stared at her, stunned. Why would you help me? He asked in a tiny, trembling voice. Luma looked down, unsure how to explain the ache in her chest. Because, she finally said, I know what it feels like to be small. And invisible. Anu's eyes shimmered with gratitude. He called to the others. Soon, more ants gathered, whispering in awe about the lizard who helped, not harmed. By the end of the day, ants waved their antennae when she passed, and even the birds, once wary, offered respectful glances. For the first time in her life, Luma felt seen, not for her speed or stealth, but for her heart. A warmth bloomed inside her that she never knew she'd been missing. The skies darkened, and the long-awaited rains finally arrived. Droplets danced across the leaves and soaked the earth, but Luma, now grounded more often than before, scurried for shelter. Near the ant hill, she spotted a large leaf, carefully propped up by twigs. Beneath it was a dry, warm space, just big enough for her. She blinked in surprise. Anu appeared with a cheerful wave. We made this for you, he said. A friend of ants is a friend of ours. Luma stepped inside, her heart swelling. She had never imagined such a welcome. No longer a silent shadow on a wall, she was now part of something that trusted, appreciated, and, above all, not alone. That night, as the rain whispered above and the ants bustled nearby, Luma curled under the leaf shelter with a quiet smile. All it had taken was a simple act of kindness, a crumb returned, a heart opened, and the world had responded with warmth and belonging. She looked out at the rain and thought, maybe being small isn't so bad, when you have others beside you. Moral: even the smallest kindness can build bridges bigger than walls.